Did it set up your YouTube account and everything?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, so that should just come straight up online now. Share that link and you'll be golden like the sun.
Oh, wow.
I don't want to subject anyone to kid videos, but Edgar watches a bunch.
But I'm going to.
Edgar watches a bunch of YouTube. And the other morning, he jumped up on our bed and yeah.
Hey guys, this is me, Edgar. So we're gonna do the jumping contest today. Can you show us?
And he just started jumping on the bed a bunch. I was waiting for him to end it. It was like, you just like and subscribe. Hello.
Yep. Sweet green screen room.
Yeah.
Coming on? It's live. Or do you have to just...
Yeah, let's see, man. Is there another thing I need to... It's like a start recording, but I don't think that's it.
No, maybe it's...
So, like, it says I'm live, but at the same time...
It says live stream offline.
Yeah.
Do you have, like, the link you can share to your thing?
A link to my thing. I've got, like, an RTMP link, which seems wrong.
No, it'd be like... Let's see. Set up encoding, add stream info. Expand the, like, go live one. That should be fine. Public. Go down, scroll down a bit. Yeah, like that share link there. Share that. Just send it.
Yeah, I'll toss that.
Only in announcements if it's an announcement.
It is an announcement.
Oh yeah, it's working for me.
Okay.
Oh.
It is an announcement.
Oh yeah, it's working for me.
Okay. It is an announcement.
Now it's in the feedback loop.
Oh,
No, that
Oh,
was because I was
I see. Kids these days, man.
Infinity.
And beyond. Is the projector actually turned on? Let's click the buttons. Oh, yeah.
Hey YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button. At the end of the stream, like always, we're gonna be giving away a free loot crate. Love Dollar Shave Club.
Rosito on the board.
Oh, no, that's right.
I don't know. What does it mean?
Spell buzz. Billy Madison. Can't use these in cursive. It's YouTube. Lower.
Higher.
Focus.
Oh my goodness. How do I do any of this? I should have brought my glasses.
It's got an option to tilt.
Duh.
No,
Like a-
the view itself.
No, that's not it.
Yeah,
See, yeah, sure.
Instead of rotating the projector, transform it.
Okay, that makes sense. Oh. I mean, oh, I could just like move the leg. Is that what you're saying? Or is it actual?
No, there's an actual switch on top that makes it do the skew one way or the other. But it's close enough. Doesn't have the person move.
Try listening.
As king of the absurdist club, may I suggest we all just tilt our heads?
Close our eyes and pretend.
Doesn't work that way.
Is there anything we're gonna need to install for this, or we just go to that website?
As long as you have iTerm, then you should be good.
Sweet. What about for those of us on the Linux?
Is it streaming that screen?
Yeah, I think you're mirrored your display, right? Yeah.
Oh wow, that's it's tiny.
Or did it? Yeah,
So-
just.
Feel free to fix it if you want. It'll be fun.
It's cool. I don't think any of us are gonna actually need this screen as much as you'll need your terminal.
I didn't bring a laptop.
Damn it, Rich. It's a pairing tutorial. Go get it. It'll be more fun this way.
Have you done pairing with more than 3 people at once before on the team?
I've had up to 3 people.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah, at that point it's like more like a mob.
Mob programming.
We need focus. Or I need focus. Or my glasses, I'm not sure which.
Is there a focus thing on that?
The closest knob to
Turn your knob to Bob. Bob FM. 80s, 90s, and whatever. You're listening to the radio. Turn it to Bob FM and rip the knob off.
Oh my god, it's not better. I'm gonna go get my glasses.
So, do what then?
I don't know what's going on. He didn't put the link there, but SSH. I put it.
Oh, that is better. All I needed was glasses. Cool, cool, cool. Neat. What's combinations like one of these? No. Yeah. Okay. Guess I gotta click myself. Like, now we're probably gonna need like some of this stuff. Brad, I'm sorry that I'm gonna subject you to a lot of JavaScript today. That's not what I wanted at all. That's okay. We'll add that in. Is that working? Cool. Is this gonna be everybody? Does anyone know? More people are coming. I guess our squad's kind of down a few numbers, so are we good?
Yeah, I think this is it.
All right, we're gonna start. This one's for Rich. Hey, what up, YouTube? We're totally gonna do a tutorial today with me and my pals from Vehicle. Oh yeah, that's all I got. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of get out of this stuff. Oh shit! What? Let's get that. Oh, nothing actually changed. Oh yeah. Now I'm just gonna bump this down just a little bit for a second, only because this is going to output a key that anyone could connect to my computer and edit things. Alright, so I'm going to dump something in, I guess the announcements channel, because it's okay for the company to hear. Just don't want the world of YouTube connecting to me. Cool, so I just kind of like dumped a command and hanging it in announcement, so you can like toss that into iTerm. And yeah, so now we're all sharing a terminal. Yeah, so another thing is our terminals all share the exact same size. And this is a both a feature and a horrible thing that you have to do when you're sharing a terminal, because everyone needs to be able to interact with the same thing. I believe I disabled the text-to-speech stuff. But I see that like some, yeah.
Fun.
Okay.
Quick question right off the bat. Do you have your tmux set to control A as like your key, or is that using my config?
So it'll, yeah, so if you expand that all the way, because we all share the same terminal size. Cool. Nice. All right. So yeah, we're going to be using some Vim and Teammate. Teammate is a wrapper on top of tmux, which uses sockets to share a terminal session, and it also lets you multiplex, so you can have multiple windows or tabs, most of which I haven't written down any of my shortcuts, so everyone's going to have a little bit of fun with that. But yeah, so the ultimate goal is that we're all going to be writing a little bit of code and testing some stuff and running some stuff, and maybe it'll be fun. Maybe everyone's going to be like, fuck Vim. Maybe. Okay, so a few basics. A few basics of what we're doing, which I don't know who's controlling, but stop. So there's a few rules that we're going to go over. So this is on my computer. We're all connected to it. So you can do some real bad shit. So don't do any bad shit, because I got work and stuff on here. Another thing is pairing etiquette. So basically, if someone else is in control, then they are in control until they release control. because otherwise you get some like weird stuff where someone's trying to move stuff and other people are trying to go into insert mode and type stuff and all sorts of weird. Now stop that. All right, so so I'm gonna drive this for a little bit. So I have a basic app set up, which currently does nothing. Here it is down here. It's gonna live reload as we do stuff, and we're going to make a Morse code translator, and we're going to do that as a group, and we're gonna see how that's gonna go. Nerd tree. So one of the first things that we're gonna go over is nerd tree, which is a kind of like your file manager inside Vim. So to go back and forth into it, it's comma and then D. So if someone else wants to give that a shot. Cool. Yeah, things are opening and closing at a fast rate.
Leader.
Yeah, so comma is my leader. Some people have it set to space or other things. I'm not going to judge those people, but I like comma. It just works really well for me. Okay, so I'm going to go back into control here. So we've got like index stuff. So we're just going to say that we probably want some sort of input box. I'm sorry, Steve, this won't be accessible. So this is going to be where we're going to put our sentences. And then we probably also want a button that's like translate, something like that, except, yeah, I guess we want that there as well. Cool. So this is probably going to look really, really awful. Oh, yeah, we're going to also run stuff. Cool. And also, I'm using Yarn for no reason, then it's the hip and trendy thing. Cool, so yeah, we got some like stuff over here, and it kind of looks mostly like our code. We're also using ES6 and some sugar, and we'll even write some tests because that's what good people do. Yeah, so we got some like rules here in index, so like this should probably be handling most of our rendering stuff, so we're gonna like figure out what our relevant DOM nodes are that we're manipulating. Wait for a translate button to be pressed, and then translate our stuff and output it onto the page. So that's our main goal. And Morse code, we're going to have two functions, encode and decode. So I don't know if we'll get to decode. We might end up skipping it. But we'll definitely get to encode, and we'll have it encode stuff, and maybe, yeah, maybe if we have time, we'll add another button and do one of these. Yeah, so is everyone clear kind of what our main goal is? Is anyone in London with us? Oh, Justin, you're with us? Okay, cool. I guess it's just Justin because I don't see anyone else. Okay, yeah, just making sure that everyone's on the same page. So, yeah, I'm gonna start. But if anyone wants to take over, you just have to, you know, be like, hey, Alex, can I take over? And then I'll release control, or Dan will just take control, because who cares about etiquette?
Oh, sorry. My bad, I won't.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna start going, and then if anyone wants to take over, which I do encourage, we'll mix it up, see what happens. Yeah, so we got like some stuff, index that we're probably interested in. I'm going to be like kind of jumping around in a way, but if anyone has questions about how to do things, if the shortcut isn't listed, which I didn't have time to do all of them, I'll let you know how to do stuff. But anyway, so yeah, we've got like our output div. That's going to be like document get element by ID. There we go. Morse code. And let's see, we also have our input, which I'm not going to say input because that's weird, but document get element by ID, and we call this one sentences, and we also have our translate button. Document get element by ID. translate. And also another function of pairing, which I think Grant's tutorial didn't really cover pairing as much as like teamwork, but sometimes you need like another brain to go like do a task because you're busy writing code. So for instance, at some point when we get to actually translating or I guess encoding, decoding Morse code, maybe we're going to have someone look up what codes are which, and you know, another person coding. We'll see when we get there. But yeah, the big thing is you want to be able to use both or all resources while you're pairing, because otherwise someone's just going to be there staring at you while you type stuff, and that's weird. I think everyone can agree on that. Has anyone had a boss swoop where you're like doing your job and then all of a sudden like a boss comes up behind you and they're like, hey, show me what you're working on? And that's weird because like they're just there watching. Yeah.
It scares me.
Yeah. So yeah, cool. We got like some stuff, and we probably want like add event listener, and we probably want like a click, and we're probably interested in that event. So like maybe like some stuff goes here, but we don't really. What's that?
That definitely counts as some stuff.
I know, right? But we don't really have the stuff that goes here because we need to fill that in. So maybe I'll be that guy who's got some Vim experience that wants to try driving a little.
To do what?
Well, we got to work on an encode function. Anybody? Any takers?
How does Morse code work? Are you going to walk us through it?
Well, we have a whole room full of brains that can we can work that out as we go.
All right.
So who's driving? You're driving?
I think that's Rich.
Yeah, maybe.
Rich, etiquette, man. You gotta let us know.
Oh, he's already on his way.
Nice. So I don't know where you wanted that. So I threw it down some.
All right, cool. Yeah, so we've got like some character code stuff. Does that do capitals and lowercase?
It does not. I didn't know that there was a difference. So I said,
No, so there isn't. I was just curious if it
Yeah.
mapped it or if we need to
No, we
translate
need-
that
we need to.
ourselves. Okay.
Nice, dude. Nice.
Copy and paste off Stack Overflow.
All right, so
I want to take
Does
the
this
point.
belong here first off?
yeah, so I think it belongs here for right now. But we can, you know, as we go, maybe we're like, man, this is really shitty, and we need something else. Okay, so we've got sentence, and then we also have separators, which we have a letter and word separator that's being passed in. So we want to iterate over our sentence and look up the codes, and then accumulate a Morse code phrase, and then pass that phrase back.
Wait, so what is letter and word separator?
So in Morse code, if you don't have any sort of like separator between your words or letters, then it's just like a stream of dots and dashes.
Yeah, there's nothing to.
So for the purpose of us having some vague idea, I think for letter we will do maybe, what are we using there? Dot and dash. So maybe we'll for the sake of argument say letter is going to be a slash, and a word we can keep it as just a space.
So we'll separate every letter with that slash and every word with the space.
I think so, unless someone thinks that's really dumb.
Winky face.
We can do it, man. I mean, like, for this, it doesn't matter because it's going to be passed
Well, I
in,
mean,
right?
yeah, you can always just, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, we can make up our own Morse code at this rate. But anyway, does someone want to try driving this function?
I'm on it.
Yeah.
Okay, Dan's
Okay,
got this.
So we're gonna encode this.
But not
bad boy.
Supposa.
So we're
Supelza,
gonna-
even. That's what I get for never looking at your last name, Dan. I'm so sorry.
It's Supelza, but they don't call me it. So there's a better one. So we're gonna take this and we're gonna split on every single character. And we're gonna use one of these functions that's come up here.
Also, we're in ES6 land, so you can do fat arrows if you want.
Fat boy. basically we want to return if that we want to go charm map C, but wait.
Should you do a case or something, or a switch on that or something?
No, probably not.
No, I mean, sorry, what I meant was if it's alpha, you lower it. If it's not, you leave it as is. If it's space, you use the word.
Oh,
instead of
first I
letter.
should do this then, right?
Yeah, you could do it to lowercase, and that'll just take care of it
Yeah.
altogether for us. How do you do an uppercase when it comes to Morse code, man? An uppercase period, an uppercase dash. That's what we need.
You do an uppercase. Print.
Did I do it? Do I get the job?
That's a great question. So let's see. So if we have a space, then we return our word separator, and otherwise return our character map, and then our letter spacer.
Legit.
So yeah, we're getting close. You mind if I drive?
Take the reins, Captain.
All right. So yeah, sometimes you see someone do some code and you just want to change it, and it's okay to interrupt them and be like, "Hey, mind if I take over for a second?" Because like for instance, Dan just missed this quote, and I saw him searching. He's going like, "Hey man, why is this syntax highlighter not working?"
It looks
And,
so messed up on mine. I really needed that
Oh, yeah.
Solarize.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I probably should have told everyone I'm using Solarized, and weird stuff can happen.
You want all of us change for you.
Hey man, I'm not saying that I've got like the right opinion, but I'm also not saying that I don't.
Mm.
Okay, so
I missed that bad boy. That little tilde.
yeah. So now, so we've got like a function, and we're not really doing test-driven development, but we could write some tests. And yeah, so let's do that. So we have our encode function, and that's going to be from 1 back Morse code. We don't need a .js because
What does the that like autocomplete in your Vim? That like bringing up that menu thing.
Oh yeah. So as you type, and it's like, hey man, do you want to import? And like,
Yeah.
maybe you got like some files.
Like that one's crazy. That it's like reading your file directory.
Yeah. So I've got some plugins. I can share my .file repo with you guys if you're interested in what I'm using. But yeah, I mean, like everyone that's got like Emacs or Vim has like probably crazy config files on the internet. But yeah, so let's see, and we're gonna import expect from chai because we're gonna be doing Mocha tests. So just that's what I use. That's what I like to use. And so we know we've got some like describes. So in this case, we know that we're doing our encoder. So we're gonna describe that. And yeah, let's see. It translates A to what's our Morse code for a dot period. And by dot period, I mean dot dash. Hey, they're like the same thing, right? The computer should just know.
It's like Colin DeCarlo would be hyped to read that. His regex streams.
Right, so yeah, what does our encode function take? So we know we've got like our sentence, which in this case is just going to be A. And then we've got letter separator, which we're going to say is slash, and word separator, which is going to be space. And we expect that I don't know, to equal dot dash. And so I don't think I wired up the Mocha test yet, so we're just going to do that real quick. Yeah, so we're going to do like Mocha and like Porter. We'll just do list because that's nice and easy. And I think we can do something like, all subdirectories, tests, all those files, and probably everything that's a spec.js file. That's probably going to do the right thing. So if we just close that and do a yarn test, maybe the right thing's going to happen. Oh, it doesn't like import. Yeah, because we need to tell it to like require. Oh, what's this one? This one's going to be like Babel. I don't remember what that one's going to be. But maybe there's an easier way for us to do this. Hey, does someone want to look this up for me? Mocha require Babel. I get the impression it might be register, but if someone wants to confirm that for me.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, just the Google on it.
Okay, all right, so we're just going to go over here and do a yarn add Babel register. Cool. That was all my ditty. Oh, it doesn't like require because it thinks I'm adding a reporter. Interesting. Did I? Oh yeah, I totally just, you know, put this wherever I felt like. You guys suck at pairing. I'm supposed to like be seeing this and being like, hey man, that's totally wrong. That's the thing you can do with pairing. You can judge the person as they type things. Okay.
That's not right.
Yeah, so Mocha actually, yeah, Mocha does a thing where if there's like a simple syntax error, rather than just being like, hey man, there's a syntax error, it's like, yeah, so like parser and like 100 lines of that.
Exploded.
Yeah, and you just kind of accept it. But anyway, so you can like scroll up here.
So stack trace is like every step down it went into its parser. Like it was on deep in some tree, right?
Yep. Yeah, so it looks like maybe we're missing a bracket here. So we're gonna jump back into our spec.
I also think maybe isn't there supposed to be the letter character at the end of our expect?
Well, I don't know. Is that what we're actually expecting? So we have like letter spacing. Should we be getting that for just one letter? Does that seem right?
No.
I mean, we're the people developing this. So are you saying yes because that's what you know your code is going to give, or is that like what you actually want? I'm not saying either is wrong. We have to decide as a group.
Looking at the code, I thought for sure every character, translated character would end in the letter.
Cool. Now, speaking of which, so we're going to get to that in a moment, but I do have some improvements we could do here. And yeah, we'll get to that in a few. So let's see. Now that our syntax should be correct. Cool, so char map isn't defined. So we're using char map here. Oh, it's code map.
Oh my
Well, we can do this the easy solution. You know what? Maybe there's a good reason to. Maybe there's not, but you know, we can export this and then it's just we have it available to us. Not a big deal though. Cool, so we're doing like our tests. I'm so sorry that this is just rough to read on the this, but that's not even better. Yeah, so let's see. So we expected // and we got like a \\. So I used the wrong direction /, which I should have just saw up here as being, you know, the thing we were expecting. But so cool. Let's test that. Oh, okay, so we
I forgot to
got a
join.
problem. Yeah, we got an array here. We want characters, and maybe this is a good opportunity for me to do this. Is maybe we want to join on our letter separator. So this isn't going to work for words, I don't think. Yeah, this is actually going to do the wrong thing. So yeah, let's join on an empty string for now. Cool, and let's see. Cool.
Oh, wow.
So that seems to at least translate A correctly. Can we translate an invalid character to something? What should an invalid character be? Do we just ignore it? Any thoughts?
Good.
Um,
Cut and paste some big buffer.
Cool. So, to an empty string. Does someone want to give this test a try? You can write some expect stuff. Anybody? You just gotta claim it. You just gotta claim it. It can happen. It can happen to you.
I got it.
Yeah, I guess. I thought I was a nice guy, just showing you shit.
It's not sending my emojis through. What you mean?
Rocket ship.
How do I get an
Well-
invalid character?
Well, so you know it's anything that's not in that map. So you could probably try, I don't know, like a pipe character. I don't think we have a pipe in there. Yeah.
No pipe.
Oh, Dan is saying that emoji is better than Morse code. Maybe if we have time, we'll turn this into an emoji Morse code translator. So we'll use like emoji dashes and dots, which I'm sure exist, or some other similar silliness. What are you doing? Oh, you're
I forgot the second part.
making things all fancy. Running things in the bottom. Cool, yeah, so colon bang runs stuff in the terminal, just so you know, which is what's going on here. So let's see. So we've got like an undefined slash, and that's okay. That's okay. So,
So we change our equals, right?
well,
That's what we do here.
well, I think in this case, this is what we want. So I think what we need to do is modify our function. So let's jump down here. And yeah, so we could do something like if we don't have a character map to our character, then we can just return an empty string. I think that'll be the easiest way to satisfy the test. Cool. Yeah, so looks like we might have something, but we probably want some more tests. Since we're going the semicolon route, let me just patch these suckers up a little. All right, so we probably want to, you know, make sure a whole sentence does the right thing. I don't know, what's our sentence going to be? Anybody? Can't be too filthy. I see how it is.
Hello.
Hello, Smithers. You are quite good at turning me on.
You should just ignore that.
No, it happened. That's what we're sticking with.
Now, that sentence is kind of a pain in the ass to say what you
Well,
expect.
whose fault is that, Rich? All right, let's we'll make this maybe.
Hilarious.
Can't we just run the encode, see what it gives us back here? And just paste
So-
that into the specs.
So yes, you could. However, that would be maybe the wrong way to approach this. Well, not necessarily. So that's how Jess does snapshots. So maybe we can be those people.
And those are that's the easiest testing I've done.
Why even write the test?
So it's an invalid test immediately, but in the long term, we're also ensuring that our function doesn't change behavior. So it's kind of invalid immediately. I get you, but we can do this. All right, so let's. I noticed that we got some like things here that are being repeated quite a bit. So we're just gonna be like separators equals this because that's gonna reduce a little bit of typing time.
Gotta keep up separators.
Alright, so for now we're going to make this test do the wrong thing. So we know that this isn't going to give us an empty string, but it'll fail and tell us what it did find. Which, you know, sure. Yeah, this kind of looks correct to me, maybe. I don't know. Although we can do a little bit of verification on it too, just to make sure that we're not super crazy. So H, we have a dash and a few dots, which it looks like that's not the right thing. So that's interesting. So what are we doing here that's going to do that? Alright, we don't care about this right now. But let's see, so we have our sentence, we lowercase it, we split it, and we map it, and then we join it.
Twist it.
Yo. Okay, so we got a character map, and we get our character in. We know our character is guaranteed to be lowercase, and we're starting with H. Did I just miss a dot? Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
That's yeah. Okay.
No, right.
Yeah.
The minus of like Scott, you know.
Yep. I know. Who hired this guy?
Good thing he's got all of us on his computer.
Right, we just paired by figuring out what our problem was. Yeah, so like our essentially self-fulfilling prophecy test works. So cool. And like maybe this is enough to start using it. So we're gonna jump over into index. And so we know we've got some values here that we can get. So we know our sentence is gonna be input.value. Is it .value or .val? I think it's value.
Yeah.
Cool. And we know we've got an encoded string, which is going to come from our encode function. And for now, we'll say letter spacer is going to be that, and word is going to be a space. And probably something like output div dot inner text is going to equal our encoded. Like that mostly looks great, right? Yeah, maybe. And I guess we need to like import some stuff. Yeah, that's totally not the right directory, but oh, I see. It's kind of combining my directories together. Cool. So we got like our encode function. It looks like this is gonna maybe do the right thing, and we've done some tests, and that all looks good. So yeah, let's give that a shot, see what happens. So you guys here might be able to hit my local IP, which I can figure out for you in just a moment.
This guy's just opening his ports for us today.
I know, right?
Any
What
port.
kind of sick human?
Any port in a storm.
Cool, so I just tossed out announcements because that's what the SSH thing is. So like you're probably able to hit that. And if we tried, so we know we have a test that we can verify kind of what we get. So let's do hello you. That looks mostly correct to me. I don't
If you
know.
do just A, it kind of looks like a little chair. That's my addition to this.
Totally legit.
Like a comfy chair too. Like a
So,
little recliner.
so yeah, like that seems to work. I think we're good on that. So we totally have enough time to I think do a few more fancy things.
Yeah, I would do a recursive find and replace of all semicolons.
Yeah, so I actually have an ESLint file, which should have been being like, totally don't do semicolons, but I guess it's completely okay with it. That's okay, but
That's Christmas.
yeah, so maybe we'll set up some config options here. I can't remember, is it val or value for the attribute? Value seems to highlight, so, but,
I'm going with that for sure.
yeah, I don't know. I'm too much in React land, and they have a little bit of sugar on top of things, so. Okay, so I'm just going to pretend that value is the right thing until someone tells me otherwise. Yeah, so we got like, we got some more inputs here. So this is maybe our sentence input. And we probably want some other descriptive words like letter, sep input. And we also got like a word one. Does anyone want to take a stab at pairing who hasn't paired yet? Hey, Margo. You know Vim. You could totally do this.
Oh, there's more fields now.
Yeah, we're in the future, man.
Oh my god. Can we get some labels on these bad boys?
Nah. Yeah, I think that'll come, but let's see. So Margo, I think what we're doing right now is we probably want to use the letter sep and word sep variables instead of our hard-coded letter and word variable strings. Are you following? Oh, yeah. Let's just get rid of this. We don't need that right now.
Sorry, what am I doing?
Yeah, so I think we probably want to use these guys, and we probably want to put them in our encode function. It's okay, there's only 6 people watching the code.
But one of them is the president of the free world. And the other one's Dan Spelza, so.
What are we doing with letter set and word set?
Yeah, so right now, the letter and word values are hard-coded in that function. Right?
On line 23.
You can see where encode is being called. It's being passed some parameters. There's 2.
Here instead of having it.
Yeah, so you can blow away those strings and then use the correct variables. You're so close. You're so close. Just need to hit like probably a bunch more characters. Yeah, keep going, keep going. You're totally down the right path. You can do this. Believe in yourself.
I feel like I'm missing like the.
Okay, we added we added 2 new variables to this event listener, letter sep and word sep.
Right.
And we want to use those instead of the hard-coded strings on line 23.
So is that all I'm doing?
No, that's it.
Yeah, you're totally, yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at the ES6 values when you were doing this.
It's all good.
It's so bad.
Cool.
Boom.
That's all I did.
Yeah, alright, so let's, we'll save that up. And we'll go over here. And so now if I change the letter separator to that, and we do hello. Yep. One of those. Cool, yeah, so it looks like our equal sign's being used, and what happens if we change that to a I don't know, plus sign? Oh. Yeah, so we got our pluses, and we got our equals. Yeah, look at you, just use an emoji.
Aw,
We're in the
that's sweet.
future, man.
So cute.
Yeah, so cool. So now we can like kind of configure things. a little bit, but obviously very poorly. Let's we'll jump into index and maybe clean this up just a little bit. So like we probably want these suckers to be required, and we probably want like in length of 1, and maybe even a max length of 1. Because if we have more than one character, then that's going to get pretty tough. And on top of that, we probably want pattern on there. Because like I don't think we want dashes or dots. I can't remember if I need to escape things when I'm in the pattern attribute. Like maybe, but I don't know. We'll find out. And yeah, so we can make this a little better too. Yeah, so we're gonna abuse HTML a little bit, and this is gonna be our translator, and gonna add that over here too. Cool. And so maybe we don't want to do this. Maybe we want something like this, and this. So the reason I'm doing this specifically is when you start doing like HTML require and different like form validations, they won't run on their own, but they do run in a form, and a button will automatically run that for us as well. Because any button that's clicked inside a form, I think, does an auto-submit. Pretty sure.
Unless you set it to type button.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, type button won't, everything else will.
Should I get rid of the button?
And yeah, I think this needs to be like a translate now, like that, and we can really close it. Living in the future, man. And let's see.
So a pattern on its own in an input won't run like on like Blur or whatever. It'll only run when it's wrapped in a form and submitted.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, so we'll just submit, and then we can still nav our stuff. We don't care about getting that button anymore because we'll automatically get stuff from our translator. And one big thing too is we don't want that to actually try and submit something because we're not living in the world of having a server. We're literally just front end. Yeah, so that's probably gonna like do a little bit of stuff for us. So now if I like, yeah, there we go. That looks pretty sane. And probably won't like if I, yeah, it doesn't like that because I'm not allowed dashes, I'm not allowed dots, and I can only have one character. So that's doing some like magic restrictions that no user will have any idea that's happening because we haven't labeled anything. I'm so sorry. You know, we're also going to inline some styles because we're doing all the cool stuff today. I don't know, 32 pixels wide seems like the right length to me. Unless anyone has objections.
I was going to say 31, but...
Okay. Yeah, 32 is actually way too big. I'm going to go down to like... Yeah, so that's like maybe a little better. Obviously we have zero context to what these are, but you know, we're not doing an accessibility tutorial. So I can hear the blood boil just a little. Yeah, and we probably want to like just make this a little prettier too, because right now it's kind of hard to catch. So we probably want like, I don't know, hey, like 127.8, but just 128. And probably like a text align center and a font size of maybe something like 24 pixels. Do people use like PT, or is it still like pixels is like the cool thing to use for font size?
Rems, bro.
Rem.
All the rems.
Relative.
I totally put this on the wrong thing, but yeah, rems are the cool things.
It's all about relativity.
Okay, we're doing 5 rem. I don't even know what that's gonna do for us, but that's really huge. Yeah, so that seems like kind of problematic, but nothing an overflow can't fix. Not even auto. There we go. There we go. Okay. You know, like not what I was expecting, but at the same time, it's something. You know, maybe our height should be like a min height. At any point in time, someone can chime in, just take over, and we can keep this silliness going. You know, please. Whoa, the future. This is what the future looks like, guys.
I just see hockey.
I mean, I'd like to take over. That's all right.
Yeah, do it, man.
That's something I can do.
Yeah.
He has the power.
Taking over.
Okay. Oh shit. Oh, yeah, you'll notice I can still do things when he's typing, because we're living in the future. Because we're not screen sharing, we're terminal sharing.
Let's do it. Load it up.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That is the
Way to do it.
future.
Raver Batman scheme.
Mhm.
Sorry, Joker.
Cool.
Joker on
Jared Leto's Morse code.
All right, so we've got like our translate, and we've got like, I don't know, mostly good stuff going on. So yeah, why don't we take a crack at decoding? Because that's fun. Who wants to take a crack?
So, do we want a separate section for decoding, or are we going to get fancy and have one input?
One input, man. Because we want the same settings, right? Like you want to be able to share the word and letter separators. And really what we want is just like, yeah, some sort of either 2-button system or...
I want one button that intelligently detects the content.
Whether it's
And we
Morse
can do
code or
that.
Spanish.
Okay. Okay, so you asked for it, man. We've got...
I don't want to do it. That's what I want. I'm product. These are my requirements.
I think we can do that with
I
very
mean,
little effort.
Top of my head, which is usually the worst idea, is just a pattern match for
Alpha.
dashes, dots, and spaces, and then you know it's not a sentence.
Write it, man.
I don't know how to do that.
Oh,
I'm just telling
okay.
you what to do.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it unless anyone else has an idea how to, because off the top of my head, I've got a good idea, but I don't want to monopolize.
Could you? I don't know if this makes sense, but could you also filter down to like exclusive characters? So you filter it down, and then if the array you have at the end is only a dot and a dash, then you know it's definitely Morse code. Or is that redundant?
Crazy.
Well, yeah, I can say what I'm doing, and maybe
Just
that.
making sure it's nothing but dots.
Yeah, so we know a dot and dash is valid, and we also know we've got a letter and a word separator, and that we should have at least one or more of those. And yeah, I'm going to say GI. So G means that we're going to globally search things, and I would be case sensitive. Yeah. Well, the thing is that it's possible that our word and letter separator could be like an actual letter. So this would probably be something like, I think we get sentence.test_r. And so that's going to say, so we're using square brackets, so it's a character class, which means that it can be either dot, dash, letter, or word. And we need to bring letter and word down there.
That's exactly how I would have done it, so good job. just want to let you know that you're right.
Oh, thanks, Rich.
That's what
Yeah. Okay. So we've got is Morse code, and I think that's actually like pretty sane. Yeah, we need our decode. Does anyone want to take a stab? I can keep going, but like I don't want to be like the code hog, you know. Shit. Okay.
Let's maybe talk about what we do.
Okay. Let's talk it out. Let's.
Talk it out. So we already have a map with keys of alpha 12.
Okay. We got
Can
a
you
map.
use the current character map as is, or do you have to modify it? So that
I think we could use it. It's going to be slightly slower because we're going to have to grab an array of keys and map out to do like an inverse thing. I think we could actually have a function though to do this.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, do you need to take it and flip it so the keys are values and values are keys?
All right. So we're going to do this. We're going to say invert object, where we take an object. And what we want to do in this is swap keys and values. I think we can do it, man. Okay. So I'm going to do this because I already have an idea how to. But if you guys are like, hey, man, the way that you're writing this is not the right way, you can let me know, and we're going to fix it. So we've got like... we want an inverted object, and we're going to get a key. And we're going to work on a new object. So we know what our key is, and we can figure out what the value is, because we have our object, and we have our key. And then we could do something like inverted, and maybe take that value, put a key in there. I don't know, that looks pretty sane to me.
So, what are the advantages of doing that over the first answer I found on Stack Overflow that I just looked at? You don't know what it is.
Okay.
They're just using a for loop.
A for loop. So this, we can do this once and reuse that mapping.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, so right now we just have a function, right? But what if we
Oh,
brought
no.
up...
So here, let me pretend like I thought about this myself. Let me paste something.
All right, yeah. It's all you now, man. Oh, did they use like for of and then grab the key value?
Not for
or for in?
Yeah, why can't I don't like your auto select.
Yeah, you can just hit escape when it's in the way.
Yeah, so they have like.
Oh, okay. So there's a few main differences. So mine is like a functional approach. So we get an object in, and then we make a copy and like mutate. Whereas the way that they're doing it is mutable. Now, granted, you're inside the context of a function, and this will actually run faster. But I like reduces and like function-y syntax, so that's why I have this preference. But yeah, for loops run faster. I learned that when I was looking for work my last round, and I had to do like programming challenges, and some of them were like, "Hey, build these loops and do it," and they always ran too slow. And I couldn't figure out why, so I'm like going through all my code. And I'm like optimizing like everything except my loops because I didn't know that they ran like noticeably slower.
Right. So, like for my, being a lower IQ human being, I
I
find
don't know about that.
the alt invert object easier to read. Because this one I have to spend more time breaking it down. No, I'm just
No, so
soliciting
so because we were working in a team and everyone is giving the thumbs up that it is better to read, and I'm cool with that. I think so. There's head nods. People were like, "Yeah, Rich. Yeah, yeah."
Screw that other guy.
Well, it's like it's fancy.
Yeah,
But this is explicit, right?
Yep. Okay, so let's just we'll just do a little bit of tidying.
Semicolon.
I know. Oh my god. Cool. And we know, at least for our use case, we're not worried about one of these keys being an object or something like strange, because we have a very limited case here. And we want something like maybe inverted char map, which is going to be invert object char map. Cool. So now we've got our mapping right here. So now that we got that, that was kind of a sidetrack. So we have a map. It's inverted. And split and conquer or something like that. I don't know. That seem pretty sane? We can do this. We can do this, everyone. All right.
Is Morse code function now like our separators are now enforced to be non-alphanumeric?
No, so we could still pass in our whatever, or it could be letters. We could do whatever we want for it.
But if letter is like the letter H now, wouldn't that explicitly make it pass for the sentence like hello?
Would it though? Because it has to be one or more characters. So I don't think so, but maybe.
Yeah, I'm just wondering.
Hey, that's why we got tests. Yeah, there's totally a test, man. Okay, so we're gonna do some stuff over here. So we got our describe block, and this time we are describing is Morse code. All right, and we know what Morse code definitely looks like. We want to really test the edge cases. So let's see. So yeah, if we had a letter separator, will a sentence with one of those separators pass?
Morse code.
Should not, or I guess
Should allow.
it will return false when we have a letter separator and use that letter in a sentence. I'm sorry, this is probably a really badly worded test. We can come back to that. That's why we're pairing. Yeah, so we can like expect is Morse code, which would be hello, and we have a letter separator of H and word of space. I guess. So there's a syntax. There's a syntax in Chai where you can say to be okay or to be not okay for true and false. Whether or not it's actually less typing than equal true and equal false. I don't know. You be the judge. Yeah, so let's...
Have fun with her, Ryan.
Cool, so, yeah, Jason's not defined. This totally makes sense.
Yeah, it's not like I read the code I pasted.
So I was under the impression that we can do this in a for in loop. That seems right to me. I mean, it's been a while, but all right. So it totally doesn't like me. Yeah. So it's like, hey man, that's not how it works in the real world. That's okay. So we can say object key, which will give us our value, and key out here. But that's a little confusing, so let's do that. Because we can use our variables to convey what we're doing in our code. Cool.
You want to
sentence
test,
dot
not
test.
sentence test. It's our test sentence.
Yes.
Right?
Can't remember because I know match is like the opposite way.
Match, yeah, is on the string.
Okay, so expected true to be false. So, yeah, that's totally a problem.
Flawed.
However, we do have. No, we don't really have those constraints. Never mind. Well, we know that it needs to have.
Like, what are we trying to? Are we trying to test that only those characters in the whole thing?
Yeah, I think so.
Right. So like anchor.
Well, you can you just like you can set a limit to letter, right? Itself. Like whatever. Just do whatever. I mean, in regex, you can say like any number of this character, any number of that character, one of these. You're never gonna have more than like one H as a valid.
Oh yeah, like letter plus or letter one or whatever. Yeah, a singular letter. But that's
Yeah, I'm not sure how to do that because we don't know the order that H is going to appear. Right, like that's good if you generally know the order of like you're going to get like dash dot singular H dash dot.
You'll see any number of dashes or dots followed by a letter.
But yeah, so we want a regex that basically says literally everything matches this. And if there's like a part that doesn't match, can we invert and not this? So if it's not any of these and it doesn't pass the test, so I don't think this is actually going to work. Just somewhere in my brain, it's like, yeah, this totally could. Okay, I'm going to roll with it until I'm proven otherwise. Yeah. So let's pretend that works.
Well, it's
Don't you
got
basically
the
want to like
it's got
filter
the
out?
opposite problem now, I think.
Yeah.
Like if you tested,
Valid Morse. I'm gonna go head over to regexer.com.
Like- so don't you want like a beginning of string anchor and end of string anchor on the regex so that it's doing the whole string? Not just look because right now it's just looking for a match in the string.
You are quite correct. That seems like it would be the right thing to do. And we get rid of our not. And this time we want return. Actually, we want false. No, I guess we want true when all characters are Morse-y. That's what we're rolling with. Don't judge me. Alright, so yeah, we got like some of that, and maybe like H in there, and like some other stuff. And yeah, now it could be okay. Dun dun dun. Okay, so we know this is Morse code for us because we have a letter separator. So we could do this very differently, which kind of sucks, but we could do a return sentence dot split on letter and filter is not word, because we don't really care about the word separator right now. And then we could do every.
Could you not also filter on dots and dashes and then expect the length of it to be equal to 2?
Maybe.
Or wait, no, not filter. You want to like basically filter out any character that's the letter separator, the word separator. And if at the end you're left with 2 characters and it's dot and dash, then it's Morse code, right?
Potentially, but you could have like an actual sentence, but then have like a little bit of Morse code in the middle of it.
Right.
Well, you can have a hyphenated word and a period.
Okay, so
This is impossible.
So basically, we
Why did I set this as a requirement?
we go through and we split each letter, and we just bump out all of our word separators. Then if every single letter maps to one of our Morse code characters, then we should be okay. So this is slower. I was hoping we could do it with regex and be fancy. So what's going on there? Let's see. So this should be true because we are using Morse code. Oh, but some of these may not actually map to something now. Now we have to use real things and real people. All right, so we're gonna just do 1, 2, 3. So we got like a 1 and a 2.
Yeah.
Oh, and those are supposed to be H's.
Just kind of like off top, not really off top. Yeah, a little off top. I built a regex. I'm wondering
Why it wouldn't work or why it would? Alright, so I think this will actually work now for this. Am I doing this wrong? So we've got because this should be inverted character map, because these should be Morse code, which this takes Morse code and translates to a letter. So in fact, let's change that. Inverted character. This is going to be Morse to char. And we're going to replace everything and confirm, but apparently I can't type. Oh, yeah. Let's use actual things and not just make things up. Cool. And then we also have our char map, which is actually going to be char to Morse. Cool. Variables for expressions and stuff. That's cool. Also, so we're at like 309. So we're like we're capping, but like if we're having fun and we don't have a lot of other things to do, we can keep going. But if people are like, man, this sucks, or
Well, I don't like my job, so this is much. Just look at what I slacked to real quick.
oh shit.
Most of them Slack on a live screen share is going to expose some information you can't ever erase.
Okay, so here
In
it's
case you're
saying.
just pasting in the terminal. I'm just wondering how that's different from what you had typed, because it looks similar. It's different. It seems.
Okay, so it's.
I'm on regexer.com. It seems to work.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you're saying, so using like a matcher, I don't know what the correct term is for the circular.
I just pasted it on the screen there.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying.
Yeah, so match on dots and dashes, and it could be any number of those, and then it ends in an H.
Right. That's gonna, and then that's if it's like global or whatever the G stands for. If I do dot dash 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 H, dot dash dash H. It's
Yeah.
match on the entire string.
Yeah, so let's paste this up here, and we're just gonna do X is new, XP, and this will need to be that. You want to paste that in?
Absolutely. I know, like the syntax might be just different. Language to language.
Okay.
Effectively the same thing.
Yeah, so I think with this, we want a plus. So a star means 0 or more, and a plus means 1 or more, because to have the separator in, we need at least 1. And then we want probably beginning and end. And we also want to do a larger match and say we need 1 or more of that, which is 1 or more of that with our separator. And yeah.
Spaces.
Yeah, so what I was thinking there is we could just do a replace word with empties. Yeah, because we don't care. And so this will be regex.test sentence with a word separators. So one thing about this regex is it doesn't actually test for valid Morse code. It just tests for does it look like Morse code. Whereas my test was actually like, does it look like and is it? However, it's slower. So is our goal to be more accurate or to be fast?
Well,
I'm okay.
They paste in invalid Morse code characters, or whatever you call it. It's gonna fail translation.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. So if we only care about it looking like it, then cool. Are you joining our pairing session?
No, I was just wanted to. Daniel, when you guys are done your talk, I wasn't sure what time it ended.
So we're kind of done. We're in the post talk session now.
Okay. Well, I'm just talking to Brad now, so was that you in the car that I waved at? I was pretty sure that was Rich.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, yeah, it was
Pointed
Rich.
at you.
Yeah.
Which is funny though, because I thought I was giving the finger to you and you in the Sonic at the mall. No, not you guys.
No, I thought it was you. It looked like it was. Was that Billy?
Yeah.
You ruined someone's day, Rich. They're just like sitting in the car.
So I guess to wrap up, since we're not going to complete the code, I guess for the live stream or whatever, you modify your main function to run is Morse code or not, depending on if it's true
Do you have
or
a
false.
time?
Run encode or decode.
I just started
Yep.
with
Still
Brad.
taking the result, throw it back in the same div.
Mhm.
Pretty much it, right?
Yeah. So we can end the live stream, but we can keep going if you guys want. I don't know. For Igloo, I'm live streaming what we're doing, by the way.
I feel like I get it, so I don't care if we finish or not.
Yeah, I'm just happy to have something to do at this point. So.
Well, you can help me fix Team Grounds.
Oh shit.
All screwed up.
Shit, I do have work. Okay. All right, I'm gonna close the live stream. Thank you for joining.
Like and subscribe.
What's up, YouTube? Like and subscribe.
Turn your ad blockers off. That's a major source of our revenue. Keep going.
And head over to Squarespace.
Yep.
Go over to Wix.
Do everything and download everything.